Let's Start Afresh. By Tariq Ahmad Tariq. We do sometimes complain that many of us don't deliver to the best of their capabilities. This way, we affirm that our potential is always more than what we actually work out usually. If we cherish dreaming, we need to sleep most of the times, but in order to follow our dreams, we need to keep awake for longer hours. This is the time-tested axiom. Great people are believed to be doing even the simplest things very differently. They do ordinary things with extraordinary zeal and zest, and manage to discover the excitement of the work. They equip themselves with knowledge and skill, and go with refined attitude towards the work. These are the people who deliver the best, and people call them real champions. Every human being is endowed with a set of qualities. The only thing one has to do on his own is to execute his plans at the place where his endeavors are valued to most. If he keeps with the people who have no wisdom to recognize his worth, will have to be satisfied with a miserable life. He can't carve out a place for himself. A wise man once explained the same truth to his 10-year-old son. He placed a shining rock in his hand, and asked him to go to the market and find out its real worth. He advised his son if somebody asked him of its price, he should simply raise 2 fingers and keep his lips sealed. The boy reached the marketplace, and showed the rock to different people. One person showed keen interest and asked its price. The boy raised 2 fingers, which made the buyer cry, "Oh, $2. The boy didn't say anything and returned his home. Next, his father sent him to the jewel market of the city. Seeing the shining rock in his hand, a jeweler asked if he wanted to sell it. The boy nodded his head in affirmation. The jeweler asked the price, and the boy raised 2 fingers in the air. The jeweler smiled and yelled, $200. The boy kept silent and returned to his father. By the next morning, the father sent his son to the most famous and expert jeweler of the city. The boy showed the shining rock to him. His eyes gleamed. He asked the price. The boy raised 2 fingers. The expert jeweler exclaimed, $200,000. It is worth it. The boy silently returned home and asked his father the reason of such a huge variation in evaluation. The father smiled and explained. He said, no matter where from things come, they must reach the place where they are valued the most. People have their own price tags for different things. One has to look out for genuine people who would look beyond the faces and make clear assessment of the intrinsic value of the things. Quote. The father added, this rock is not just any ordinary one. It is a precious stone. The average man, roving in the markets, failed to recognize its worth, but the expert jeweler always knows what is its exact worth. Quote. This story is not just a story of amusement, but a story of inspiration. It is the reflection of the worldly truth. Every human being is endowed with some unique talent. It is the possessor who needs to explore it. It is he who needs to explore for himself the right place where his talent finds desired recognition. The ultimate value of a pearl is known only to 2 people: the king in whose crown the pearl is decorated, and the jeweler who sculpts the pearl. Name and fame becomes destiny of those who toil hard. Opal is chiseled 100 times before it is actually turned into the jewel, and decorated in the queen's ring. In order to make our life worthwhile, we have to attain the best possible knowledge, and go with the required set of skills. The refined attitude and the strong willpower does ultimately help us realize our coveted dream. Thousands of people around us have proven this axiom. Why can't we? Let's ask ourselves a simple question: what should we be remembered for when we are gone? The answer will have to come from within. Let's imbibe the great qualities of the people who have attained the greatness due to their valuable contribution towards the humanity. Let's take the pledge that we will do our best. If there are bottlenecks, let's believe that they are there to make us strong. Smooth seas have never produced skillful sailors. We are not exceptions. Let's have a new beginning. Let's start afresh.